It is time. And with a far-off look, she reaches over and begins to shuffle a deck of cards with an elaborate patterning on the back. And she's doing it
I
in
start.
lightning fast speed, cracking the deck together, splitting it, rippling it. It is the most elaborate system of shuffling you have ever seen. Valdis,
Yeah.
you're watching this with, a suitable amount of apprehension. But it's then that you notice on Madame Eva's hand, she has a scar.
Hmm. I think I know where this is going.
And she's shuffling away. Her right hand is in front of you, so it's easier to see, but she keeps shuffling, and eventually places the deck on the table. Lifts her hand away from it, making sure that you all see that she is not touching the deck.
Mm.
You have all been brought here with a purpose. It may not be clear to you now, but it will become clearer. I can only guide if you wish me to. I can only help with your permission.
Always.
And because you're the one that said always, she holds out a hand to you, her right hand almost unfurling like a fan, fingers gnarled with arthritis, nails long and pointed. She holds her hand out to you, Azazel.
Yeah, I'll walk over and I'll take it.
With her left hand, she now is looking to the room. Just goes. A group of stragglers brought together for the sole purpose of killing a god. All given skills and adeptness needed. Now let us see if you are ready. And she flips over the first card.
Oh, I love this.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And she pushes the card towards you all. You see the image of a well-dressed man in fancy clothing. He has feathers adorning the top of his hat that are splaying out in different directions. In his hand is the style of masquerade mask where it's like a half face attached to a stick. In the corner, you see the number 7. And in the other corner, you see what looks to be some kind of rune.
Do any of us know what
Eva opens her eyes to look down at the card. You do notice that as she's pulling from the deck, she closes her eyes and then opens it to see which card she pulls. With a smile, she goes, "The 7 of Glyphs, the charlatan. I see a lonely meal on a precipice. The treasure lies within." And with that, she takes her hand off the charlatan and reaches back to the deck, eyes closed, flips another card. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. She opens her eyes again, pushing the card towards you, and you can see in the left-hand side of the frame of the card there is an elderly man with a full beard and mustache that flows past the bottom of the card. His ears are stretched, with giant disc-like earrings, and he wears a peaked headdress. Behind his right shoulder are two gnarled bare trees. An evil tree grows atop a hill of graves where the ancient dead sleep. The ravens can help you find it. Look for the treasure there. As she pulls her finger away, and again, in the top corner you can see the number 5, and it's that same runic symbol again. You have pulled the 5 of glyphs. The druid reaches again for the next card. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. And flipping over the next card, it is a common shepherd man holding a long wooden staff surrounded by the sheep of his flock. Find the mother, she who gave birth to evil. Again, reaching for the next card. This card sheds light to one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. And she flips it over. And it has a more illustrated, I guess the best way of putting it is like a vista on this card. It looks like a graveyard that's so covered in swirling fog behind an iron railing. At the bottom of this card just has one word: mists. There's almost
Mists.
There's almost a smug, satisfied smile as Madame Eva takes her hand and places it just 2 fingers from her left hand, the index and the middle, and places it just in the center of the card. Her eyes begin to glaze over, almost as if she's seeing but not what you're seeing. If Vistani wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor, she does not stay in one place for long. Seek her out at St. Markovia's Abbey, near the mists. Fingers come away. Her eyesight returns as she again closes them and reaches for another card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. And she flips over the card. And the picture on it is a beautiful young woman, dressed as if for her wedding day, her hair curled and pinned behind a tiara, jewelry. Behind her is some kind of castle palisade with different flowing bits of material, decked out as if for a celebration. Across the bottom of the card it just reads, "The Innocent." There's almost a sad smile that comes over Eva's face as she lightly shakes her head. He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom, a brother of light snuffed out too soon. And it's then that she looks down at the cards that have been actually placed in front of you now in the shape of a cross. So many glyphs. This suit symbolizes faith or spirituality. It makes sense to see cards such as these for a group gathered by higher powers. And she looks up, and the 20, because you were sat in front of her, she is boring her eyes into you with that comment. She knows something. She knows something about you two and the power behind her stare is unnerving. But as she looks away to look at the entire tent, you feel this magnetized pull, Valdis, to this woman. You have no idea who she is or where she's come from, but you feel this almost like a soul bond. You feel kinship with this woman.
He will definitely, like, walk a bit closer, like, under the guise of, like, looking at the cards better. But he's kind of just, like, looking her over, searching for something that'll give anything away. Because he always trusts his instincts. So he knows that this is important. He just doesn't know how.
Taking a look at the cards in front of you, Eva does leave them there so that you can look at them. Not that you know what the cards mean. All you have is her interpretation of them. But they've been laid out in a way where the 3 different glyph cards are at the left, the top, and the right of the cross. The card referencing a friend being made out of a lone wandering Vistani is the bottom point of the cross. And then where you will find Strahd, apparently, is in the center.
Which glyph is where? Sorry?
So the 7 of glyphs, the charlatan, is on the left-hand side of the cross.
Okay.
And then the 5 of glyphs, the druid, is the top point of the cross.
Okay.
With the 4 of glyphs, the shepherd, being the right-hand point of the cross. So they fan over the top of this cross formation.
Okay. What was... Sorry, I'm going to ask so many questions about... What cards represented Strahd and the Vistani?
So the Mists card, the one that looked like a graveyard behind an iron railing, that one represented, apparently, one who will help you greatly in a battle against darkness, was Eva's words.
Okay, so that was the Vistani. Right. Okay.
And then the one in the center, the Innocent, the one that looks like a young girl about to be married, represented somewhere that you will be able to always find him.
Okay. Okay. And that was the whole reading, right?